welcome to Amateur Chef. Today we're gonna work on a recipe that is sure to please any of your house guests. It's really quick, really easy. It's gonna be strawberry cream puffs or just fruit cream puffs in general. You can add whichever kind you want. Yeah, let's get started. So the first thing you're going to need for this recipe is some puff pastry. You can make this by hand or you can buy a store-bought version like this. It comes in the freezer section. So it comes in a roll and you have to let it thaw overnight in the fridge, or you can let it thaw at room temperature for a couple hours. So basically you'll unroll your dough and you want to make sure that it's still cold. That's key. So from here, I usually take a pizza cutter and then I try and cut it into squares. So usually I do like a 3x3, so it makes about 9 per sheet. And then from there, you'll put them on a cookie sheet lined with some parchment paper. Just throw them down. And then we're gonna wanna cook these at 375 for about 10 to 15 minutes. You can kind of watch them and you'll see that they'll puff up as they cook. And as soon as they kind of turn like a light golden brown, that's when you'll want to take them out. All right, let's get these cooking. Okay, so here's how they should look coming out of the oven. As you can see, they're all puffed up, a nice golden brown. You can see the bottoms are nice and golden too. So we're gonna move those onto a cooling rack. And you'll wanna wait until they're completely cooled before you cut them and like add the whipped cream and stuff, or else it will all melt. All right, okay, so while your puff pastry is cooling, you can start by getting your fruit prepared. So you'll need to wash your fresh fruit. Like pie filling works really well for these too, if you like blueberry pie filling or cherry pie filling. So our family favorites are strawberries and raspberries, so that's what we're gonna use today. So you wanna take your strawberries and you'll wanna slice them, not really thin, but not super thick either. All right. The raspberries I generally just leave whole. There's no need to cut them down or anything. So from there, you can get your whipped cream ready. You can again buy store-bought stuff. For this, we are gonna make it. I find it just tastes very light and fluffy and less sugary than the store-bought and stuff. So you're going to need whipping cream. We're gonna do a double batch of this. So for that, we're gonna need 2 cups of whipping cream. Another good tip is to chill your bowl that you're going to be mixing in. It helps keep your whipped cream firm. If you have a whip attachment or just a pair of electric beaters would work fine as well. So you're gonna wanna turn it on and just let it go until you start to see peaks form. You can add a half a teaspoon of vanilla to start with. And then as it starts to firm up a bit, we're going to end up adding 6 tablespoons of icing sugar. All right. So you can see now it's starting to get a bit firmer. So we'll add our icing sugar a little bit at a time. So I said 6 tablespoons. You can add less if you want. Depends on how sweet you like your whipping cream. So you'll want to stop and make sure you scrape the edges of the bowl. So once this looks nice and firm, take it off. All right. So at this point, you're going to go back to your cream puffs, and you're going to take a serrated knife and cut each one in half. So from here, you'll want to add your fruit to 1/2 of each of your puff pastry. So usually I just spread them out as much as I can on each one, just to cover it fully. Wonderful. So then you'll take your whipped cream, and I like to use a piping bag. With a big star attachment. So you can put that in. Fill it with your whipped cream. And then just cover your fruit with your whipped cream. So I like to just go back and forth until it's fully covered. Perfect. So now you can put your tops back on each. And then to top them off, usually I just throw a piece of parchment back underneath. You can take your icing sugar, a little sifter, and then usually I just tap a little bit of icing sugar on top to finish them off. And there you go, they're all finished.